The financial efficacy targets earning, saving, investing, and creating wealth for their future. We'll talk a little bit more about how you can implement that and allow the students to gain the most that they can from that experience by maybe having guest speakers come in. The technology component will also be weaved into the mentoring component later on in the presentation. We ask that you have the students come in and present some type of creative art. And creative arts is something that a lot of people feel like maybe I don't have a creative side to me. Maybe I don't know how to draw, or I don't know how to sketch, or I don't know how to paint a painting. But we want to think about that as a more expansive thing. We all can be creative in different ways. Even if it's a basketball player or a football player or a tennis player or golf, if they love golfing or swimming, they could come in and explain to the class what is the perfected technique that they have developed in order to shoot a layup or shoot the perfect putting shot in golf. Whatever their creative form of expression is, should be encouraged, and that dialogue should be facilitated by the instructor. Global focus. When the students work on each one of the component areas within their vision teams, the vision teams should focus on how can anything that they're creating or any idea or innovation that they're coming up with within their vision teams, how can it be implemented on the local level? How can it be implemented on the state level or the regional or global level? And what things will change? Even if it's your service opportunity within the class, have them develop a service project that they can implement within their community based on what their current interests are. If they're going into the field of engineering, or if they're going into the field of nursing, or if they're going into carpentry or becoming a plumber, what service project could they implement within the community to enhance their community on a local level? What could they do on the state level or the regional or global level? And so you want to encourage that collaboration and facilitation. The service component should be of high priority because we know that students learn from hands-on involvement. The mentorship component is one that in the beginning, the instructor or the director should seek out mentors within certain fields to be able to do informational interviews with the students. This component is also coupled with the technology component that I implemented or talked about within the program, and it's been implemented in a way that the mentorship component and technology can be used hand in hand. For example, one week you may have designated on a Thursday that will be your mentorship day, and you have selected someone who is currently in pharmacy school, and maybe someone who is currently a therapist, or someone who is currently a dentist on that particular day. And maybe you've chosen for your technology component to use Google Hangout as a video conferencing. And so you would have the team set up with their computers, and everyone in that team, they would establish a team name, and they would log on to their computers in the groups, in their vision team groups, to connect to the speaker for that day. The next week you may choose to do teleconferencing, and everyone in that group using one phone will dial into the teleconference number, and the mentor would also be on that line. I do encourage, you can do one mentor at a time, but sometimes it's helpful to have at least two mentors on each line of communication that you decide for that day, because they feed off of each other and they give the students more opportunity to ask questions. There's a format within the curriculum guide that the students need to follow as far as the mentoring component. For safety reasons, we do ask that the mentoring component only be conducted within the classroom setting. And so The students are instructed at the beginning to say, "Hi, my name is such and such, and I am on vision team such and such. And my question today is," and then after the mentor has answered the question, they are also instructed to say thank you. And then the next person on the vision team asks their question. Of course, these questions should be developed at least the night before so that they are ready for the mentorship component and the mentorship segment of the classroom. So, whichever form of technology you choose, it could be GoToMeeting, it could be Zoom, but whatever technology you choose for that week or for that day or for that particular mentor, have the instructor set that up ahead of time and line up your mentors. And then that way, the mentors can talk to numerous students at one time. For this particular piloted program, we work with a large number of students, and it worked out well. The only thing I would say is that when you're setting up your vision teams, make sure that you are in four corners of a room, or if you have access to an additional classroom, maybe have two teams or three set up in one room and two or three set up in another room. That way, if they're using their phones, there's not an echo, and they can all ask their questions individually without having too much back noise. But for safety reasons, again, remember to only implement this program within the classroom setting. Another option for the mentorship component is, of course, lunch and learn, or you can actually have the mentor come into your classroom for that class time. And of course, we know that the old school way of having an informational interview is face to face. So you want to give them that opportunity to do that as well. Within the mentoring component, you want to have the students to try to identify five influential people in their lives. And sometimes you may have to assist them in trying to determine, what does that really mean? But again, that gives the teacher a time to facilitate and to collaborate with the students and the vision teams one on one.